Hello friends, in this lecture we will cover the next topic of our unit number 5, that is linear variable differential transformer, or it is also called as an LVDT. Now the learning outcomes. Now after studying this topic, student will be able to understand the LVDT construction, similarly the LVDT operation, and the different advantages or disadvantages and the applications of LVDT. Now what is LVDT? LVDT stands for linear variable differential transformer, or LVDT is also called as an linear variable differential transducer. Now LVDT is a passive type of transducer. As we know the difference between active type of transducer and the passive type of transducer. Active type of transducer doesn't require any external power supply for its operation, but the passive type of transducer requires the external power supply for its operation, and LVDT requires the external power supply for its operation. That's why LVDT is a passive type of transducer. Now a LVDT, or the linear variable differential transformer or transducer, is an absolute measuring device that converts the linear displacement into electrical signal through the principle of mutual induction. Now LVDT converts the displacement. Now here the displacement is a physical quantity. Now our objective is to convert the displacement into electrical signal. That's why input measurand or input physical quantity is displacement, and the output of LVDT will be the electrical signal. Means LVDT will convert this displacement into electrical signal through the principle or by the using the principle of mutual induction. Now let's see the construction of LVDT. Now LVDT basically consists of one primary winding and total two secondary windings, that is secondary winding 1 and secondary winding 2, and these windings are actually placed and wound on a cylindrical coil former. Now here there will be displacement of the core, and accordingly this displacement will be converted into electrical signal. Now let's see how to convert this displacement into electrical signal. Now let's see the connection of LVDT windings. As I told you, LVDT basically consists of one primary winding, and this primary winding is connected to the AC input. As LVDT is a passive type of transducer, means it requires the external power supply for its operation. Now here primary winding is connected with the external power supply or external AC input, and it also consists of two secondary windings, that is secondary winding 1 and secondary winding 2, and a rod shaped magnetic core is positioned centrally inside the coil assembly, and this rod provides a low reluctance path for the magnetic flux which links the coils or the windings, and the moving object or the displacement of which is to be measured is coupled to this movable rod, and the two secondary windings are connected in series opposition, and the voltages induced in these windings are opposite to the polarities. Now here EO1 is the EMF induced in secondary winding 1. Similarly EO2 is the EMF induced in secondary winding 2. As I told you, these two secondary windings, that is secondary winding 1 and secondary winding 2, are connected in series opposition. That's why the total EMF induced in the coil, that will be equals to EO1 minus EO2, where EO1 and EO2 are the EMFs induced in the secondary winding 1 and secondary winding 2. Now let's see the operation of LVDT, that is case number 1, if suppose core is at center. Now as I told you that LVDT consists of only one primary winding and which is connected with the AC input, and total number of two secondary windings, that is secondary winding 1 and secondary winding 2, and the EMF induced in secondary winding 1 is EO1 and EMF induced in secondary winding 2 is EO2. Now for first case, if suppose core is at center. Now initially if the core is exactly at the center of the coil assembly, then equal amount of flux gets linked to the both secondary windings. Now due to this equal flux linkage, the induced voltage in both secondary windings are equal, but they have opposite polarities. Now here EO1 which is equals to EO2, as the induced voltage in both secondary windings are equal, but they have opposite polarities. That's why the output voltage of LVDT, that is EO, will be 0, corresponding to the central position of the core. Now this position of the core is also called as an null position. Means when the position of the core is at center, then the EMF induced in secondary winding 1 and secondary winding 2 will be equal, that is EO1 which is equals to EO2, and as we know our EO or total EMF will be equals to, that is EO1 minus EO2. Now here EO1 which is equals to EO2, that's why the total EMF induced in coil will be equals to 0. That's why this position of core is also called as a null position. Now let's see the second case, that is if suppose the position of the core is at right. Now here you will observe that the position of the core is at right, or the position of the core is at secondary winding 2. Now as the position of the core is at secondary winding 2, so the EMF induced in secondary winding 2, that is EO2, will be greater than that of EMF induced in secondary winding 1, means EO2 is greater than EO1. Now what will be the amount of total EMF induced in both the secondary windings? Now the total EMF induced in both the secondary windings, that is means EO will be negative. Now why EO will be negative? Because our total EMF, that is EO, which is equals to EO1 minus EO2, but when the position of the core is at secondary winding 2, or when the position of the core is at right position, then the EMF induced in secondary winding 2 is greater than that of the EMF induced in secondary winding 1, that is EO2 is greater than EO1. That's why EO will be negative. Now let's discuss the third case, that is if suppose the position of the core is at left. Now if you observe the position of the core is at left, or the position of the core is at secondary winding 1. Now when the position of the core is at secondary winding 1, then the EMF induced in secondary winding 1 will be greater than that of the EMF induced in secondary winding 2. That is EO2 will be greater than that, EO1 will be greater than that of the EO2. Now what will be the amount of total EMF? Now here the total EMF, that is EO, will be positive, as our total EMF which is equals to EO1 minus EO2. Now here if the position of the core is at secondary winding 1, then the EMF induced in secondary winding 1, that is EO1, will be greater than that of EO2. That's why the total EMF induced in both the windings or in both the secondary windings will be positive. So the magnitude of the output signal will vary linearly with the mechanical displacement of the core. Therefore, the word that is linear is used in LVDT, and the output is obtained differentially between the two secondary windings. Hence, the word that is differential is used in LVDT. That's why due to these two words, that is linear and differential, this type of transducer is called as a linear variable differential transducer. Now let's see the transfer characteristics of the LVDT. Now the transfer characteristics of LVDT is the graph of core position versus the output voltage, that is EO. Now if suppose the position of the core is at center, as we know, if the position of the core is at center, then the total EMF induced in secondary winding 1, which is equals to total EMF induced in secondary winding 2, That's why here the total EMF induced will be equals to 0, and this position is also called as an null position. And when the position of the core is at center, then EO or total EMF induced will be equals to 0. So this states that the voltage is proportional to the displacement of the core obtained at the LVDT output. Now if suppose the position of the core is at right. Now when the position of the core is at right, then the total EMF induced in secondary winding 2 is greater than that of the total EMF induced in secondary winding 1. That's why our total EMF will be negative. That's why in characteristics you will observe when the position of the core is at right, then our output voltage or our total EMF will be negative. Similarly, when the position of the core is at left, now when the position of the core is at left, then the total EMF induced in secondary winding 1 will be greater than that of the total EMF induced in secondary winding 2. That is EO1 is greater than that of the EO2. That's why the total EMF will be positive. Now this is all about the transfer characteristics of the LVDT. Now let's see which are the different advantages and disadvantages of LVDT. Now which are the different advantages? First, very fine resolution. Then the second advantage of LVDT is high accuracy. Then third, very good stability. Then it is easy to fabricate and installation, and it can operate on high temperature. These are the various advantages of LVDT. Now which are the different disadvantages? Now first, it is sensitive to external magnetic field. Then the complicated circuitry is needed, and due to the mass of the core, LVDT is not suitable for the measurement of fast displacements of the core. Now let's see the applications of LVDT. Now in addition to displacement measurement, the LVDT is used in measurement of pressure or load or force or weight, etc. Means these are the various physical quantities which you can convert it into electrical signal by using linear variable differential transformer or by using LVDT. Thank you.